Yebo, yebo, yebo. Welcome to Watch Me Build It, and welcome to a sunny South African winter. Yes, people, this is winter, and that's why I'm wearing a coat. Today I'm excited. Today I'm going to be bringing you the review of the BSH San-Martin SN008G. It is San-Martin's homage to the Tudor Black Bay. I'm going to be looking at the black and gold unit today, and we will be running through details of the watch, having a look at how it looks, how it feels, what are its actual measurements, and giving you my conclusions. Something that I do need to mention is that the watch we'll be seeing today is not exactly but almost unique. There are less than 100 of these specific units in the world. The watch you'll see today was commissioned by the Brotherhood of the Submariner Homage. They approached San-Martin to make use of their customization service. Now normally that service is available for the dial only, but because the Brotherhood had a larger number of units that they ordered, San-Martin were able to customize 4 different locations: the dial, the crown, the caseback, and the buckle. If ever you wondered what a San-Martin watch would look like with a slightly different logo on the dial, today is your chance to see. But let's turn this camera and have a look at this watch. We're going to do the inside out review as we always do over here, and I'll be scoring this watch according to my weighted scoring system. We'll see you on the other side. Hope you enjoy the review. Cheers. Before we do the review, let me do what many of you like to see. I will show you what comes inside of the box. Of course, we have the watch itself. Wow, they squeeze a lot into this. We have the San-Martin or the San-Martin instruction booklet. We have a warranty card, signed and stamped. Isn't that beautiful? This is all of the packaging, which I intend reinstalling in some manner before I send the watch back to those who've loaned it to me. Thank you again to the Brotherhood of the Submariner Homage for making this possible. There was a kind of a San-Martin hang tag, a really good quality NATO strap, a seatbelt NATO, really good quality. Those are thrown in free of charge. There's a really nice link removal tool, 2 screwdrivers. These are supposed to help with the adjustment of the bracelet. I'm going to make a separate video about how difficult that was to do, and one of these was helpful, but I had to create a hack. One aeroplane inside the box. Of course, along with the strap, you get 2 spare links. So there's links for the NATO and links for the steel strap. They do supply some Loctite. Isn't that cute? A little tube of Loctite so that you can get those 2-sided screws fastened in place. And these are just the extra links that I removed. All of this, of course, comes inside of a well-sealed San-Martin Pelican box. Apparently watertight. I don't know how watertight they are, but they close up really well. And that is how your watch comes packaged. I need to apologize. You're going to hear small aircraft in the sky. I live next to, or very too close to, an airfield, and that's literally the 4th aircraft in 3 minutes. So you can imagine what's flying past. Some of you may enjoy the sound of aircraft, and maybe you can tell me what it was. So there we go, guys. That's what's inside the box. We're here to have a look at the watch. The San-Martin SN008G. I've just decided I'm going to say it like an Englishman, and I'm not going to try the French thing because I just sound ridiculous trying to say it in French. Just get that bezel aligned, and there we go. Okay, dimensions. Width across the bezel, 40.5. Thickness, including a slightly domed sapphire, 11.4. Lug to lug, 46.8. True lug to lug, including the male end links, 54.6. As TGV would say, lug width is a crowd-pleasing 20 millimeters. And approximate weight on the strap, 145 grams. There we go. So let's get through this one in short order. Let's begin with the buckle. Don't you think that looks amazing? That is a great logo, and it is etched so beautifully well. A double deployant. The buttons are nice and rounded, so they never ever are uncomfortable. They don't dig into you. We open it up to a beautifully milled clasp. I still do have protective tape on there. That's not a scratch, it's actually just protective tape. You can see it lifting over here, but that was in the interest of keeping the buckle in great shape. If we flip the buckle onto its side, we've got 4 micro adjusts. It's better than 3. 6 would be better, but that's about a link space. So working with the links and the micro adjust, you should get exactly where you need to go. I suppose the only downside of the buckle for me is that there is no on-the-fly adjustment. I really do like on-the-fly adjustment, but all in all, that's a great buckle. There's no diver's extension. I don't find that to be a problem because really it's not something I ever use. So buckle with a possible 7.5, I'm going to score highly. I'm giving that a 6. It's a really nice buckle. I didn't give it 7.5 because there's no on-the-fly adjustment. Right then, down to the bracelet. Now, this bracelet fits really well. There's no end shake on those lugs. In fact, I discovered when I first took it off, I tried taking it off this way, and it was too tight. If you do buy yourself one of these, when you remove your link, push the link up from the front of the watch towards the back, and it comes out easily enough. The strap has beautiful solid end links, great brushing back and front. It's brushed on all surfaces except for the polished edge of those outer plates. In fact, the outer plates are polished themselves. And now you'll see this is a riveted bracelet. And now we come down to one of the most interesting parts. Do you see that screw? That screw has a head on both sides. Well, that was problematic. I really battled to adjust this. There is a video I'm going to make on how I adjusted it. I think I'll insert a little shot right here of what the solution is. But I shoved a screwdriver into my link adjustment tool. I pushed the one screw head down onto the top of that screwdriver from the top and used a second screwdriver to unlock it. The Loctite, if you've had a bit of a zealot applying the Loctite at the factory, you might have to heat the strap up in some boiling water before you do the adjustment, just to make that come apart a bit more easily. So I found this bracelet to be very comfortable. It's 20 mil, it tapers down to 16, and then an 18 mil clasp. Very comfortable to wear, a beautiful strap, but unfortunately that double-headed screw adjustment is just, it breaks everything. But you only have to do it once, and then you can enjoy the strap. So the bracelet, I would have given a 6 out of 7.5. I'm going to dock a point for those funny pins and give it a 5 out of 7.5. Caseback. Right. Now, I've still got the protective plastic on this particular watch, but take a look at that etching. A beautiful Phoenix logo with the BSH anchor. The script says peace, love, and 120 clicks. And then there's a date, the 21st of January 2021. That is the day that the Brotherhood of the Submariner Homage launched their own website. So from San-Martin, it's a pretty plain caseback, but the BSH took this to the next level. I'm giving the caseback on this particular watch 5 out of 5. Case and bezel. This is a stunning case. Really fine brushing going on. Now, San-Martin made a great decision. They decided to brush the sides of the case as well. On the Black Bay, that's left high gloss, and I think it's a mistake. But on this watch, it's so beautiful. But look how it emphasizes this gorgeous chamfer that tapers up to nothing underneath the bezel, but flares out as it approaches the bottom of the lug. This is a stunning case. If we come round to the crown, once again, the Brotherhood of the Submariner Homage. Look at that gorgeous, gorgeous emblem emblazoned or etched onto the crown. The crown itself I find to be very usable. Let me see if I can get you some detail. It engages really well with the case. I actually had it screwed out a little there, just to make sure that the anchor was the right way up. Engages well with the case. It's easy to grip, easy to turn. And then of course, once it deploys, once it comes off of the crown tube, a beautiful wind. Oh, such a silky, silky, silky wind on the PT 5000 movement. Crown, stunning. Now what about this bezel? Man, gorgeous coin edge bezel. Isn't that just the epitome of elegance? Coin edge bezel, easy enough to grip. Listen here. San-Martin are well known for their really good bezels, and this is no exception. 120 crisp clicks all the way around to 12. Perfectly aligned. I thought there was an alignment problem at the beginning. There's no alignment problem. This is a ceramic bezel insert with gold numerals that ape the watch that it's homaging, the Black Bay. But the relief is stunning. The finish is perfection. It really is an incredible bezel. Some users say that they find the high sheen on the bezel to be a distraction. Personally, I think it contributes to the character of the watch because it's got a dish to it, as does the crystal. The crystal has a slight dish to it. And they actually work together to create a uniform plane on the top of the watch. I wonder if I can get a shot of that. It sort of helps. Can you see that? Really works beautifully. In fact, right here you can see the slight dish in this crystal, and it's got chamfered edges. It tucks in beneath the edge of this bezel. And can you see at that angle? That's a very, very shallow angle. You've got great distortion, but for the most part, not much distortion at all. I really, really, really like the crystal, the bezel, or the crystal's in the next score, but the bezel, case, crown, I've scored really highly over here. So out of a possible 15, it scores a 13. Crystal and dial. Now I've already shown you the crystal with its dome, and you can see those deflections or distortions happening. I am a massive fan of distortions beneath a crystal. I really just love them. But have a look at the party trick, man. These golden hands with the golden text, the golden rail minute track around the edge, the indices in gold filled with patina loom. I really think the graphic on this watch is stunning. It's got 600 meters, at least 660 feet, 200 meters down at the bottom beneath Phoenix and the Brotherhood at the top. I'm going to wind the hands on so that we can appreciate the graphic of the dial a little better. But a stunning dial, and the warmth of the gold and the matte black, just it shows those hands up so beautifully. I'm going to insert a screenshot here of what that does in certain lights where the indices and the hands just stand out as if against nothing. There we go. Crystal, dial, I'm going to give a 13 out of 15. Then the movement. Okay, the movement in this one is a PT 5000, is a Chinese homage to the ETA 2824. The movement in this watch is a date unit, but it's clear that they've removed the date works on the inside. So there's a ghost position, but nothing's happening in the ghost position. And then of course you come out to time setting, as was just seen earlier. It hacks, it's bi-directional winding, it doesn't rattle around and make a hang of a noise, very smooth on the wind up, and just a really good movement. The stated accuracy is plus minus 12 seconds a day. This particular unit's running around about plus 8 seconds a day. The other really nice thing about these movements is that they're 28,800 BPM. or 8 ticks per second. So you get an incredibly smooth sweep out of that beautiful second hand. It really is a good movement, and I'm scoring it an 18 out of 20. Probably the best movement I've dealt with so far. What about the loom? Oh man, I'm going to have to take a loom shot and insert it now. This watch is running C3 Super Loom Manova. It glows green at night. Like all of San-Martin's product, it lights up like a torch when it's charged, and it runs strong all the way through the night. I'm able easily at 4 in the morning to get up, have a look at the watch in the dark and tell the time. So the loom's getting a 9 out of 10. And now there's the query of value. So with a PT 5000, this watch is selling for $313 US. It's the reason I didn't buy one for myself. I couldn't afford it. But does that mean it's not good value? I would say no, not at all. Simply because I cannot afford it doesn't mean that the value proposition is blown. I think it's really, really good value. If you take the Sellita SW200 movement, you will pay a lot more. You'll pay $438 US for this watch. Now, I'm struggling to justify that because fundamentally, I would say that the quality of the PT 5000 is probably at least 85 or 90% of the quality of the Sellita. They do exactly the same job. The one's not likely to fail sooner than the other one. And I wouldn't say the Sellita SW200 was the same type of value. What you're getting, a watch made this well, with these specifications, running a really good movement. I think the value is really good, actually. Not tremendous, but very good. And so I'm scoring the value a 7 out of a possible 10. And then finally, the X factor. So there it is, my watch collection as it stands, with 2 borrowed units in it. Many of these are for sale because they're all Rossbauer units. Not all of them, but Rossbauer. And this is my collection of watches that I have to choose from every morning. And so when it comes to X factor, the query is, how often do I reach for that one? And the truth of the matter is that that has been a regular watch that I've reached for in the time that I've worn it. I haven't had an addiction where I've needed to wear it all of the time at the exclusion of all of my other watches. But I do really enjoy this watch. Something that I enjoy about it is the warmth of the gilt dial. That really is something that I find rather appealing. And so I'm going to give the X factor a very strong 9 out of a possible 10 for this watch. And so there it is, the SN008G, manufactured by Saint Martin, branded up for the Brotherhood of the Submariner Homage. What do I think of this watch? I think this watch is amazing. I knew this watch was amazing. I said it in the video when Saint Martin launched it, that this was going to be a runaway hit. You can see they're not struggling to sell it, because in the summer sale on AliExpress right now, it's discounted by all of like $3, maybe like 1%. So it's a sure sign that they're not struggling to move these units. In fact, I think if anything, there might be supply issues. I read one of the comments from one of the more recent purchases, and he said he had to wait 2 months for his unit. So I would line up and buy one if I had the cash to do so. I would encourage you to do so. I've enjoyed the fact that this watch has been loaned to me. Thank you so much, Mr. Haig, for letting me use your units. Thank you, Kurt, for the idea of sending them down here. And I really have been a spoiled little boy for the past few weeks. These will be making their way back to you soon. In fact, you may even be watching this video with them on your wrist if I know anything about my life right now and how long it'll take me to get these posted up. This watch scored 85 out of a possible 100, making it one of the best watches I've ever reviewed. In fact, I think it's right next to my Exciton. They are both appealing for very, very different reasons. Would I buy this watch if I could? Yes, I certainly would. Is it worth the money? It definitely is. Do I think you'll ever regret it? I really don't think you'd regret buying this watch. And so the SN008G by San Martin is a highly, highly recommended timepiece. I have put links in the description below. Please go ahead and use that link. It's an affiliate link. I get some commission off of your purchase. And I want to say thank you for coming through to watch me build it. We'll see you again next time. Cheers.